Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, Miss Carlson. How are you today?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Thank you. Today, boys and girls, we're going to be learning during writing. We're going to take a break from our biographies for a few minutes. We're going to be learning about the word personification. Can you say it with me?
Personification.
We're going to learn about what that means and what it means when an author uses it in a story. We're also going to learn how we can use it in our stories today. Does anyone see a root word in this? Does anyone see something that they recognize in personification? I don't really hear it, but what do I see? Jamar? What is the root word?
N.
Okay, that's not the root word. What might the root word be, Megan? Person. Person is the root word of personification. Personification is when an author gives non-human objects, make them seem like they're real, like they're a person. They actually give them feelings, maybe, or they make things seem like a person when it's not a person at all. That's what an author can do sometimes. I'm going to read us a story that has lots of personification examples in it. Let's see. Before, does anyone think they have any examples or any books that they've read that might have used personification? Did an author ever make anything that wasn't a human seem human? Dallas?
Harry Potter.
What did they make seem human that wasn't a human?
Well, there was a part, there was a talking snake, and it made me think like of a...
Absolutely. The talking snake in Harry Potter. Harry is a real boy. He's a real person. But that snake, that author, J.K. Rowling, made that snake seem like it had human characteristics. So, Harry Potter... Not that marker. Let's try that one. Harry Potter is an example. What might another example be, Kyla?
I have this book right now from the library, The Jelly Beans and the Big Dance. Everyone in that book, the animal humans.
The animals are like humans. What's the title of the book?
The Jelly Beans and the Big Dance.
Okay, so we're going to put jelly beans. And you'll know what I mean. What are some other books that maybe use personification in it? Brendan?
There's this book called Amulet, and it has a talking rabbit.
Oh my goodness, they made that rabbit seem very human. Amulet. What might another one be? Ahmed?
Oz.
What was...
The Wizard of Oz.
Okay, what had human characteristics in that?
That talking monkey that with
The monkey?
wings.
What about the scarecrow? He wasn't an animal, but did he have human characteristics?
Yeah.
Did he walk and talk and breathe and have feelings?
Yeah.
But he wasn't a real person. So that author or writer gave him human characteristics. I'm just going to put Oz. What might another one be, Ramon?
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. Who in that one has human characteristics?
There's like this goblin.
Ooh, okay. Put your hands down, boys and girls. I'm going to read you this book, and we seem to definitely have a good grasp of when the animals have human characteristics. It's obvious when we see a bunny rabbit that's talking, or how about Flossie the fox? When that fox was talking all day long, that fox was human, had human characteristics. It's obvious when it's animals, but it's not always animals. Like the scarecrow, that wasn't an animal. So I want us to be watching in here, not only for the animals that are being portrayed with human characteristics, but also for other objects or something in here. So please have your listening ears on. I'm going to be asking comprehension questions afterwards. What? Time for bed, sleepyhead. Sleepy, sleepy, up to bed. Head on pillow, nose under covers, cat on bed. Kiss me goodnight, kiss me goodnight. Turn on the moon, turn off the light. Sleepy, sleepy, sweet dreams tonight. I dream I am eating. I dream I am jumping. I dream I am running. Someone is chasing me, help! Now I am awake. I need a drink of water.
He might be scared.
Sleepy, sleepy, back to bed. Tick tock, tick, tick tock, the clock says. Tick, tick tock. The clock shouts, ring, 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 wake up. Turn off the moon, turn off the clock. Turn on the sun, turn on the light. Good morning, cat. Time to play. Good morning, little dog. What was the obvious personification of it? There was some obvious stuff in there. Kimar?
It sounded like dog's going in bed, and it sounded like the dog is talking.
Okay. The dog.
And the dog is brushing his teeth.
Yes, dog was talking.
Dog. He was getting a drink of water.
Yeah, well, they get a drink of water. Dogs drink water.
Yeah, yeah.
But how did this one do it kind of silly? I'm going to say brushing his teeth.
And going in the bed.
Raising your hands, Brianna.
Jumping over the moon?
That was in his dream. So who knows what dogs dream out about? That was his dream. Clinton?
He said good morning, cat.
Okay, the dog could talk. Now those were all obvious ones, but I noticed some other cool examples of personification, and I didn't hear any gasps from the audience, so I think we might have missed some of it. So I'm going to give you an example. What else did you see that didn't have to do with an animal?
The clock.
Yes, absolutely. Let me go back to the clock page. Tick tock, tick tick tock, the clock says. Do clocks talk?
No.
I've never had a talking clock, but do we hear them tick tock, tick tock? We hear it, but and the author just didn't say, I heard the clock ticking. He said, the clock said tick tock. He gave that clock a human characteristic, as if that clock could really talk. So I'm going to say, talking alarm clock. Talking clock.
What if it had a
A talking clock. Anything else we noticed? On this page, Kyla?
The clock said wake up.
The clock shouts, wake up. Do clocks shout that?
Yeah. No.
They certainly make noise, and they wake you up. That's exactly what they do. But I've never heard them shouting. I've never heard an alarm clock shout. That author made it. I'm going to leave that with talking clock, because we already have that. What else do you have?
The dog, it was sleeping inside the bed.
Okay, he was sleeping in the bed. Those were with the actual dog examples. How about this one? Turn off the moon, turn off the clock.
Yes.
I heard something there. Chelsea?
You can never turn off the moon.
Yeah, turning it off. He's making it seem like I can just turn off my lamp. Turn off the moon, turn off the clock. Very good. What are some other examples? Hang on, we're not going to get to examples yet. Can someone tell me why an author might use personification in their story? Why might they use it? Megan?
It might be a little more interesting if they use it. Like, a sleepy dog was more interesting than just watching a normal dog just go to bed.
You're absolutely right. Just talking about a dog going to sleep, that's kind of boring. But the way the author made him human-like, made it more interesting. Any other ideas on why an author might use it? Julia?
He might use it, like, it's, like Megan. Like, the author can, like, make it more interesting. Like, for real, clocks do not
Didn't it sound so much better to read, my alarm clock shouted, wake up, instead of just hearing, my alarm went tick-tock, wake up, tick-tock. I mean, I was laughing because I hate waking up in the morning. I do not like to wake up. And when my alarm clock goes off, it sure feels like that thing is yelling at me. I'm like, oh, no. So I laughed at that. I could see that. I could picture my alarm clock shouting at me. Boys and girls, next question. Put your hands down. Next question. Can we compare or contrast our lives to this story? Is there something, can we compare our lives to this? And could there be differences? Jetta, how can you compare?
I compared the dog going to bed because when I was sleeping, my dog went up and then he got in the covers and slept with me.
So your dog was in the bed sleeping next to you. Wonderful. Okay, what about this dog story? Sophia?
I have a cat and
Okay, so you more pets? Clinton?
I remember when I was my dog when I was playing the game, right? And then my dog came in my room and jumped on my bed. She touched the button and I scored a touchdown.
Okay, stay on topic. It doesn't have to do with the story. Dallas?
I compare something to the dog because my uncle has a dog and he gives her a treat and she says ar.
Okay, so the dog kind of talks. What about us as humans? Not having anything to do with the dog. How could we relate to what that dog did? Are there any relations we can make in the story? Any relations we can make, Ahmed? Human drinks water. Do we all brush our teeth every night before bed? Do we all sleep in a bed every night?
Yeah.
Have any of you ever had nightmares before?
I do.
Yes, I have a horrible one.
We've had nightmares before. This puppy had nightmares. Put your hands down. Why did the dog wake up in this story? Why did he wake up? Why did he wake up? Kimar? Before? The alarm clock woke him up in the morning, but something woke him up otherwise. Ramon?
His bad nightmare because he was scared and he was like, I bet
Yes.
he was breathing hard when he woke up.
Something scared him. So he did wake up from an alarm clock also. Let's see, can we add anything to this story? Could we go on? The day started, he woke up the next day and he got ready, and then the story ended. Is there anything we can add? Could we go on to the next day, and could we include some personification maybe? I'm going to kneel down so I can write our answers up here. What is something maybe we can add, Chelsea?
We can add that at the end of the day, and then he said he wanted to go play with the cat. Maybe they wanted to go play like in the backyard or something.
Okay, so maybe dog and cat will play.
Or they can go to school or something.
And okay, there we go. There's the personification. Dog and cat go to school the next day. Do dogs and cats go to school? No. Dogs maybe go to obedience school, but do cats go to school?
No.
Dog and cat go to school. Any other personification we could add if this story was to go on and on, Jamar?
The cat and the dog not fighting.
Not fighting? Okay. Well, they don't always fight. How can we make that human-like?
Not being mean to each other.
Okay, being nice. Okay, maybe caring for each other's feelings. Maybe they'd be nice. Okay, so playing nice. Kyla, what's something else I need to be able to add?
They could paint and color and paint.
Yes! Oh, I love it! They could paint and color. Those are all things we could continue on in our story. Those are definitely some more personifications we could add. I know, I think we've all got it. So now, we're going to actually write a short story together, and you're going to help me write it. And then you're going to write a very short story on your own.
What was the plan?
No plan, it's going to be a very short story. And you're going to include what in your story?
A personification.
What do you think you're going to include? What is your story going to include, Brendan? What do you think your story is going to have to include?
Transition.
What are we talking about? Say it one more time with me. Personification.
Personification.
Yes, I know you're trying to say it. That's exactly what our stories are going. It's a really difficult word. You don't have to be tested on how to say it, but you got to show me you know how to do it. Okay, so boys and girls, I'd like you to quietly go back to your seats. Can my materials people from each group please pass out a sheet of paper?
I need this.
Who is my materials people?
Megan's getting some.
No, you may sit down. I'm going to write it up here for you. Okay. Now, boys and girls, before we get started, I do want all your eyes up front on my paper. I want all eyes up front, please. And at the top, I'm going to write personification, and you may write this too. And then today's date. Where's the paper? Now I'm going to start a story, and I don't want you writing this one because this is going to be my example. This is my example of something I could write about. What could I write about? I could maybe write about, what have we been talking about? Let's talk about going to the park. I'm going to talk about going to the park. So I could start out saying, one sunny day, my mom took me to the park. No, you're not writing this. This is my example. My mom took me to the park. I'm going to add a little bit of personification now. I'm going to say, it was so bright. What can I say? How can I make the sun sound like a person? The sun was so bright. What could I say to make it sound like a person? Brianna?
How you doing down there?
Okay, it was like the sun was calling to me, maybe. Maybe that's why. Okay, it was so bright. It was so bright. I thought the sun
Was talking to me.
sure was calling to me. Yeah. And then maybe I'll talk about, maybe I'll see a bug there. Maybe I go up to the swings. Okay, so my first, oh, here I'll say the first thing I did was scurry over to the slide.
What is scurry?
Scurry means I quickly ran over to, but I wanted to make it fun instead of run. But I got up to the slide and there was a bug right there. And that bug was afraid of me. He thought, oh my God, please don't sit on me. So I'm going to give that bug some human characteristics. I saw an ant run away as if he was saying, please don't hurt me. And did that ant really say that?
No.
But I've seen some bugs run away from me, maybe when I'm running after them with my wadded up piece of paper, and I'm going for that spider. He's running for his life. And he's running away, and he could be screaming, please don't hurt me. So that ant had human characteristics. I made him sound like he was a human. I would like you to write me maybe 5 sentences, make me a 5-sentence story, a short story, using personification in it. Go ahead and get started. You cannot talk about a park, and you cannot talk about the playground like I did. There is so much in our lives that we can talk about. You don't even think of something else. You need to have personification in there. Did I have personification in every sentence?
No.
No, that's too much. Too much. It ruins it. So not in every sentence, but it must be included.
Can we just make it up?
Totally make it up. Absolutely.
So you mean we could say that the spider really did talk to us?
It could be, yeah.
Yes.
It could be totally made up. It could be about a shark, yes.
It has to have like at least one word of personification.
Yeah. Well, if he's got a talking spider, that's personification right there. Because spiders don't talk. Humans talk. And he's making it sound like a human did it. But I didn't just use animals. Try to see if you can challenge yourself not to just use animals.
I started to say, think about the ocean. I've heard the poets use this phrase, the ocean roared. If waves are crashing in, can it really roar? No. Or the wind whispered through the trees.
Oh, that's good.
Something like that.
Yes. I think we should challenge ourselves to try to use something other than just animals. Animals are easy. But let's see if we can do something else. Like that son was talking to me. He was come out and play, Mrs. Carlson. It's a beautiful day. He called to me. He lured me outside of that playground. It was so nice outside. He didn't come outside. Just get writing. Just get writing. I'd like to be able to share a couple of these if we have time, but we've got to be on it.
We forgot to take home. Yesterday we forgot to take home.
I know we're going to today. Thank you, sir. Of course. Your pants are loud. Has anyone ever seen like some bright orange pants? People will be like, those are loud. Those are loud pants. They're not talking. I love it. Absolutely. Yes, I'm ready. What is the word? Okay. S-K-A-T-E. Plex. P-L-E-X.